Make sure you subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. And to never miss another lecture from Miracle, hit the bell icon to get regular updates on English literature.
Hello and welcome to Miracle English Language and Literature Institute. I'm Professor Abha Sharma, and as you all know that we are doing the series on poetry critical appreciation, and today we are doing Ode to Simplicity by William Collins. Yes, the same Collins who was paired with Thomas Gray, and both of them are known as the pre-romantics or the transitional poets, along with William Blake, William Cowper, James Thomson, Robert Burns. All these were transitional poets, and they all wanted to change the writings of the mid and 18th century, which was full of neoclassical ideals of reason and wit. Actually, people had started getting bored of such writing, which had so much of clarity, economic wording, logic, refinement, and decorum. So, that age was called as the age of rationalism, wit, and satire. But then, Collins and other poets who were also called as precursor of romantic era, they wanted to change the style of writing. Therefore Collins wrote this poem, Ode to Simplicity. Collins, in his Ode to Simplicity, writes in the same neoclassical language using the high poetic diction because he wanted to reach the poets who were still trying to copy Pope, Dryden, Swift, and other renowned neoclassical poets. There was a demand in change of the poetry and the language because in neoclassical style the emotion was totally lost. Only the artificial life was projected more. But then this poetry could not reach the masses. The humble life was totally ignored. Nature was also not taken into account. So this poem came as an appeal to the poets to abandon hi-fi diction and to write in a plain and simple language so that poetry could be enjoyed even by the humble people, the masses who were not so educated. So it is an ode addressed to simplicity. The poet calls simplicity a disciple of nature. When poetry is written in a simple language, a poet follows a natural impulse. Actual thoughts or ideas can be expressed in the real language of man. In the very first stanza, Collins called simplicity very sweet, very natural, and genuine. The thoughts which come to poet's mind in a simple language are full of warmth, they are pure, they're sweet and strong. And they are out of the imagination, which gives pleasure and which has the power of song if they are written in a simple language. Collins says that simplicity has got a very plain and simple heart, and like that of hermit, that is saint, and she hates ornaments, gaudy clothes, showy things, too much decoration, and she doesn't like loose hanging robes, which you often see in beauty pageants, and she wants to be dressed up in Greek simple clothes, Athenian clothes. So Collins is inviting simplicity to grace his poetry because she is very much down to earth, unboastful, doesn't have any ego, and she is very pure. Poet finds simplicity very sweet, sweet like honey, honey which is found in Hybla, which is a very famous town known for the stores of honey. Honey is got from the plant thyme, and this city has got a lot of such plants where the bees they collect the nectar from these flowers, and there is a lot of music there, so the flowers and the humming of the bees appeal to the hearer, and therefore the sweetness of simplicity is gained through this. It is attracted to the readers and it is appreciated, and it has a soothing effect in the evening, as the soothing effect of the play Electra when it is played during the evening when everyone is in meditative mood. He talks of Cephissus, which is a river on the west of Athens, and the male personification is given to this river who spread his wavy sweep. That means whose wavy waves produce sweet sounds. Simplicity could not find any other word as attractive and favorable as Greece. So when Greece lost its freedom, it had to shift to Rome. And when it was transferred in Rome, it could not find the same kind of respect, love, which it enjoyed in Greece. The poet calls simplicity as the meek sister of truth. That means the truth comes out in the form of simple poem. So he, right from his youth, admires simplicity a lot and wants the aid or help of simplicity to inspire his poetry. He says that flowers, even if they are very beautiful or have the sweetest of fragrances, they still need the help of simplicity to be arranged in a wreath or in ordered colors or hues. When in Rome, she did not find any respect or love except the theme of patriotism. So she had to leave Rome also very soon. She prospered only during one reign, and that is Augustus Caesar. All the poets of his time took the refuge of simplicity, and after him, simplicity had to leave Rome and she fled to the altered land, that is the next land, England. So the poetry of the hall or bar, that is the courts or the green retreats, were devoid of simplicity. The passions became weak because the passions could only be expressed in simple language, and when the decorative language was used, the passion lost their sense, their intensity. Even love became very weak, forceless, totally, because the simplicity did not grace the emotion of love also. It had left the shrine, so there wasn't any evergreen songs or poetry written because simplicity had left the scene, which was more survived, which was more slavish to the decorative style. If the poet is divinely inspired, has the taste and the genius to do some sublime task, he needs the help of simplicity. Otherwise, his work will be cold and useless. He can only make it effective, or say he can only touch the souls of his readers through the simple language. In the end, the poet says that let other poets go for the decorative style, write in high poetic diction, but he wants simplicity to grace his work. He wants to sound like the maids and shepherds of the Greek era. He wants that his poetry should have the music of the countryside, and so that the other poets they get inspired by him and start writing poetry in the simple style, abandoning the poetic diction, which is not suitable for the common ears or the pastoral style. Ode to Simplicity has got many references from Greek and Roman mythology. It is full of poetic diction. It has the instances of archaic language. It has personifications of the abstract. It has got many figures of speech and musical devices. I hope you must have liked my effort. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe the channel. Till I meet you next with another poem, take care. Bye bye. Thank you.